Hmm. Let's see what this is all about. I don't even know what to expect. Looks like somebody's watching. I'm not sure who's watching. Doesn't show me. Trying to figure this out. Wanted to do like a wanted to do a little Q&A while I'm at work. So the thought process was I'm at work. A lot of you probably don't know this about me, but I actually work EMS. I'm a paramedic, and I'm up for call technically for a 911 call. But figured while I was waiting for some calls to come in, I could potentially chat with some of you guys and see what's going on. So, other than that, how are you doing this wonderful evening? It's 6:30 here for me where I live, but we'll see what happens. But I was hoping some of you guys would ask some questions and I could have fun and answer questions. And I'm kind of wanting to know what we think some good videos will be coming up here soon. I know I just got back from Texas, so I'm trying to get that figured out. What could come next? So if you got any questions or anything, let me know. I'd love to answer some and talk to some of you guys. I wish there was a way to be able to tell who's watching. It looks like I have one, but I don't know how to tell who it is. But chilling at work, waiting for someone to call 911 because I'm a paramedic. Fun fact. Been debating on doing I need to do another Huffy video, is what I need to do. Because I need to do the final video of everything I've done for it or to it. But that was quite the interesting task to take on. Although, not sure who just joined because I have no idea how to tell who just joined. But just trying to do a little Q&A here at work, waiting for someone to call 911 because I work for the ambulance. That's what I do for a living. But I'm just trying to do a fun Q&A real quick and just try to get the feel for this live chat because I've never done it before, but I'm not really 100% sure how it works. So I was trying to get it figured out, I guess. Fancy buttons. I don't even know what's going on. Looks like I have two people watching. I'm not sure who's watching, but how you guys doing? Hey, what's up, Henry? I know you. Oh goodness. Oh, we're up to 3. I don't know what's going on. Is it working? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just trying to do fun Q&A. I'm trying to get some ideas for videos coming up. I'm not sure what you guys want to see. I know I got quite a few people really interested in the Huffy build now that that's done. So I'm wanting to do an updated video on that since it's entirely done. So for you that's watching, is there anything specifically you're looking for me to post? I've been doing a few trail videos here lately because of the fact that I've been riding trails again. But that trip to Texas, if you guys haven't watched that video, that was insane. There was so much ice all over the place, but that was a fun trip. That was a long car ride. Good grief. I was in the car for the way there 18 hours. Next time I'm flying. Next time I'm flying to Texas. It's that drive was terrible. Is what it is. Oh. Well, Henry, since you've messaged, is there anything specifically video-wise that you have questions over that I've done lately or anything that you're looking for me to do in the future? Because that's really what I'm wanting trying to do. I'm just trying to get some ideas from the people who watch my channel over what they'd like to see and what they'd like for me to do. But as mentioned, I am at work right now, and I'm a paramedic on the ambulance over where I live. And at any point in time, tones can drop. So if tones drop, I'll have to boogie. But that's only if someone decides to call 911. So it is what it is. But my sister just tried to call me. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think she'd be watching. But other than that, just trying to figure out what you guys want to know about me. Is there stuff you want to know about me? Maybe not. I mean, even I don't want to know me in all fairness. When will you do the crew defender ride? Oh, very, very fair question. So this is exciting. I'm super glad. Thank you for asking that question. I'm trying to bait for questions. So I'm hoping to do the crew defender here soon. So I live in Illinois, and we just got about 12 inches of snow. It was pretty stinking rough. So as soon as the roads are clear enough for me to do a ride, I will absolutely do the ride on the crew defender. So I know the crew defender ride I'm wanting to do for sure. I know I need to do the Huffy final video. So if you've been watching the Huffy dirt jumper video, I'm hoping to do that here soon because it's done. I just want to do an in-depth video of everything that I did and the things that I would recommend and not recommend. That's the radio of the other crew out on a 911 call right now. So sorry about that. I don't know, Henry. A race? I don't even know. Oh man, I don't. So actually, that's a very fair point. So I've been looking into getting another full suspension for potentially races and things like that. Because right now I just have my NS Eccentric, and I've been really torn on what to pull the trigger on for my next full suspension bike. I'm actually looking at a Vitus on chain reaction cycles, and I really, really like the setup of it. It's got 150 in the front, 130 in the rear, I think maybe 140. So it's more of a trail bike than an actual style enduro. I used to have a Canyon Strive, which was definitely an enduro bike, and I loved that. But for the trails around here, it was a little overkill for the trails around here. I mean, I live in Illinois. I have hardly any descent and stuff like that. It's very cross country styled, but I would love to do a race. I've never done a race, and I feel pretty confident in my skills. How do you like the Remedy? I have a lot of the people around here have Trek. They love their Treks around here. Treks and Giants. They are all over the place here in Illinois. We have so many dealers. We have a local dealer who just started actually carrying Konas, and I really think Konas are sharp. I really like them. So, but no, I think I would really like to do a race. We have some dual slaloms and stuff around here, and if you watched the last video that I just posted of Texas, I just posted today, the gentleman with the really long beard, his name's Rich Moore. He's actually the manager. Yeah, Kona's great, but he's actually the manager of where I typically ride there in Indiana. And he does all the races and stuff. And he was trying to talk me into doing some of the races and stuff too. And I think it'd be fun, but I'm a little too competitive. So I'm afraid it would take a lot of the fun out of it for me. But man, it would be fun. I like the idea of it, but I'm afraid if I don't do good, I'll really get myself down and I won't want to do anymore. So I know some other people have joined now, but I'm just trying to get a basic Q&A of some videos that you guys are potentially wanting me to do here in the near future and some things that you'd like to see. And, I got a couple trail videos I'd still like to do, but you should try one just to try. It's a very fair point. There's no reason not to try it. I'm a very big believer in no harm, no foul, and maybe I will do good. Maybe I won't do good. I'm sure I'll make new friends though. My family likes to say I'm a social butterfly, so is what it is. But there's a lot that go on around me. That's the cool thing about where I live. I don't have super close trails, but really an hour in any direction is some form of trail. But I'm really hoping this summer to really get to go a little bit further out than what I typically do. So that's what Texas was supposed to be. But of course, they got just crazy ice and everything. And a lot of the locals said that the last time that Texas had weather like this was 1984. So to put that into perspective, because I'm a geek, I took 36, which is roughly 36 years is when the last time they had this weather. And of course, I multiplied that by 365 days because that's how many days are in a year. And it was like 0.00007% chance to go there on a day with ice and snow. So I probably should have bought a lottery ticket as well. but that's besides the point. But you know what? That was one of the funnest trail experiences I've ever had. It was a Revel Peak Ranch, Revel. I'm not sure how to say it 100%, but we met the guy who owns it. He was there, and he was super, super cool. It was actually real funny because there was a bunch of cows on the trail. So he like started a legit bonfire for the cows. So all these cows started to congregate next to this huge bonfire while we're just riding this bike trail in the middle of Texas. Hey, what's up, Caesar? I just bought the GoPro Hero 9 and I'm loving it, but I'd like to try the mod lens. Would you say the mod lens is worth it? Ooh. So you should try a ski bike. That would actually be really cool, Henry. But all right, back to you, Caesar. So, Cesar, I think the mod lens is worth it if you have the extra money to burn. I do not think the mod lens is necessary at all. The really cool feature on the mod lens is that horizontal lock. Now, I started mounting my GoPro on my chin mount, so I've been wearing my full face for a lot more of stuff. And the one thing that I've really noticed is it looks really, really good with that horizontal lock. I love the horizontal lock, and you can only get that from the actual mod lens on the GoPro Hero 9. Now, for $100, I can't say it's worth it. But when I bought the GoPro, I bought it with that deal where you get like 30% off of accessories. So I got my mod lens for $70 roughly. For $70, I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty cool for that. But, you know, I bought it more as an experiment just because I like technology and I like messing with that kind of stuff. And I do think it's cool, but I have the GoPro discount. So it'll be, yeah. Hey, Laurel, how are you doing? But no, also just for the people that are joining, I'm at work right now. I work on an ambulance where I live here in Jasper County, Indiana. I'm a paramedic, and I'm up for a 911 call right now. And just kind of wanted to give this a try and get to talk to some of the community on a face to screen basis. Do you write dirt? Oh, here we go. Hang on. Oh, Laurel, that's a heavy question. Give me a second, though. I didn't expect people to ask me about my job. But all right, do you ride dirt bike or for that matter know how to? So I've actually ridden dirt bikes and I do love dirt bikes, but I'm kind of my job makes me not like dirt bikes or motorcycles. I've sadly seen some pretty severe injuries from dirt bikes and motorcycles, so I stay away from them. Now that's not always 100% the fault of the actual rider. Sometimes things just happen, unfortunately, but I can absolutely answer your question, Laurel. Just give me a second to get to it, okay? But I love dirt bikes, but I just don't own any. It's another hobby, and I'm really bad about when I get into hobbies. I go all the way in and like buy stuff I shouldn't buy. But so, Laurel, to answer that question, I see it was retracted, but to answer that question, it honestly just depends. With this weather, we've had a couple rough ones. But hey, Ryan Reynolds, when are you joining me for running? Ryan, here's the question, Ryan. Do you have a bike? Because I have shoes, so I can race against you anytime. I know I'm not going to win, but I can race against you. Now, do you have a bike? I have extra bikes. I can let you borrow a bike. But the real question is, Ryan, are we going to race the bike on just concrete, or are we going to go to the dirt? Because I mean, we have options there, buddy. I have a bike, not a good one. Happens in front of me when I'm driving. Am I allowed to pass the accident? Each state is different, Laurel, but in all fairness, yes. I mean, there's nothing legally binding you to have to stop, but I think it's more of a moral compass kind of situation. So I know Illinois' laws, for me specifically, because I'm a paramedic, are different than other states' laws, and we have Jesse White laws and things like that that actually protect me as a paramedic. So, but it's different for everybody. And if I was to see an actual, our messages keep saying retracted. But no, Ryan, you don't have to have a good bike, man. As long as you have a bike and it works, it'll go down. You know where I'm at. Just hit me up, man, anytime. But on foot, there's no way I'd beat you on foot, man. No way. Have I saw a news reporter before? Typically over 911 calls and news reporters, it's really sketchy, and there's a lot of stuff I can't legally share or say. So our racing doesn't have to be head to head, just entering races together. Oh, I'd totally be down for that. Because I mean, again, a little bit earlier, I was sharing in this post about how I'm a very competitive person and I'm afraid to do actual races on my bikes because of that. Bro, I'd love. Let's do color run. That'd be fun. I'd even do an Ironman. I'd be terrible at it, but I would do it in a heartbeat. You just got to let me know when it is. I have a DJI. I have a DJI Mavic Air, Laurel. I have the. I was debating on buying Mavic Air 2, but I didn't like the size of it. I like the new sensors and stuff on it, but I can take the Mavic Air regular drone and fold it up real small and put it in my. I have a Raptor pack that I'll wear when I go riding every now and then. So it's nice to be able to do that. I'm surprised you haven't done an Ironman. Gosh, I always see you on Strava and you ran like 80 million miles. It's very impressive. I just don't get it. But to see a good view of the city in the distance. Oh yeah. I think the drones are great for B-roll footage. So like if I go to a really nice park, I'll typically fly my drone super high and just try to get the sun and things like that and get some really pretty footage. And I'll throw those in the videos. But here lately, because of the weather, I've not been able to get outside. So I've been doing a lot of how-to videos and things like that. So it is what it is though. But so is there any videos that are people that are watching that is there a video that you have not seen me do yet that you're wanting me to do? Whether it be, I know oh, where was it mentioned at? It was towards the top, but they mentioned me doing the ride video for the Crew Defender, which that is coming up. So you can fly a drone over someone's house. Some people don't like it. There's different stipulations. I do have my license for just for me flying it myself. It's not a commercial license, but there are specific rules and regulations that you have to follow to be able to fly. Typically, over houses is okay. Some people might get a little upset about it because of private issues and things like that, but I typically won't do that myself. I typically fly over woods and forests. So, oh goodness, we're already up to 16 minutes. That's crazy. But I hope you're all doing all right. 6:40 here in Illinois. I'm not sure what time it is where you guys are at, but it is what it is. But like I said, I'm just trying to do a quick Q&A and get some feedback from people. And what's up? Hey, what's up, Off the Grind? How are you doing? I'm just doing a quick Q&A, having people ask me questions, seeing if there's any videos that you guys are wanting me to do or anything like that. How often do you get 911 calls? So for me, for 911 calls where I work, we average about 4 or 5 a day. We're not super busy where I work, but I'm actually in the process right now. I'm glad you're doing great, Off the Grind. Good. But where I live right now, we don't do a ton of 911 calls, which is terrific. I love that we're not super busy. But since we don't do a lot of 911 calls because we're a smaller community, most of our 911 calls are typically severe calls, or they're good calls. They're not like the stub my toe or tooth pain kind of calls. So I used to work in a place that had that, but I'm actually in the process of potentially changing my job. Everything's looking good, but you have to have a paramedic to become a firefighter. So I'm actually in the process of trying to become a firefighter. I've been working on the ambulance now for 4 years, and I finally got to the point where I feel pretty good about my actual medic skills. So I'm trying to do that. Have you got calls where someone? I have. Yes, I have. But unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, because of HIPAA law, I can't really go into much detail over 911 calls. But yes, Laurel, that is in fact one that I have had, and that was several years ago. But that was an interesting one. I tell you what, you wouldn't think that'll happen, but it happens. So I know one person mentioned the Crew Defender ride, and I will absolutely do a ride review, and I will do the full review over that too as well. So what's your favorite bike course? So Ryan, I would say honestly, Griffin Bike Park in Terre Haute is so hard to beat for this area. If you're wanting a little bit closer, Charleston is terrific. I love Charleston, Illinois trails. They're not too far because they're close. But Griffin has just so much stuff for every skill level. That's what I like about Griffin. You could be a very brand new mountain biker and go to Griffin and have a ball. You could be someone like me who likes to get on the dirt for 3 hours and do 25, 30 miles out on the dirt trails and still find plenty of stuff to do as well. So I really like Terre Haute. I'm pretty sure I know where you live. So I would say for you, almost Charleston would probably be the best bet for you. But don't go to Charleston by yourself. Definitely hit me up if you go. What exactly do you do because you can drive or like assist the patient? So for me as a paramedic, there's nothing in the back of an ambulance that I cannot do. I have the top licensure technically for being on an ambulance. So IVs, medications, IOs, which is drilling into someone's bone if you can't establish an IV. Those aren't exactly the best to do, but you do what you got to do, right? But I can do anything in the back of an ambulance. So there's a lot of stuff that I can do, a lot of stuff that I don't like to do, but have to do. But that just comes with the territory of me being a paramedic. So I live in NC from the North Am, officially a Southerno. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. I live in Southern Illinois, but it's not really super Southern Illinois. There's my partner. My partner's coming to say hi. What's up, man? He's just chilling. But no, it's kind of interesting, that's for sure. I decided to do YouTube Live. What's up? Want to come say hi to my peoples? Oh, he's been chilling in his room. But is there Southern NL Southerners? Yes, there are. But I wouldn't say it's as true Southerner as some Southerners. Does that make sense? Is that a fair thing to say, Jeremy?
What?
Southern Illinois being a Southerner?
Oh, don't count that.
he says no. So never mind. I'm just joking.
Southerners will beat you for that.
But no, so it's all good stuff. But back to you, Ryan. If you're still on here, man, if you do want to go on a bike ride, hit me up anytime, man. And we could do a double whammy where we can like run for a couple miles, and then we could do a nice bike ride as well. We can double whammy it. Since you see patients in not such good conditions, how do you stay calm or deal with everything going on? So that comes with the training that you get from schooling, and that also comes with just experience. We call them butt pucker moments, is what they were told us or taught us in in school. But I think if there's a point where you do this job, there was a slightly more risque word than butt. Off the grind, run. That's disgusting. Off the grind, I agree with you. I think it is disgusting. But my good bud Ryan, who's on here, is a runner, man, and he's a good runner. So he makes me want to be a good runner. But I think working this job, if there's ever a time where tones drop and you don't really kind of have that sense of urgency, I think it might be time to get out of the job. I think some people can become complacent in this job, unfortunately. And when that happens, your skills can kind of deteriorate. But 100% my personal opinion. So letting questions line up the whoops, put their lives on the line each day. They absolutely do. Or I agree with that 100%. They absolutely do. Gonna have to tune my bike up. I can tune your bike, Ryan. I'm the bike dude for all our friends. Just bring it to me. Give me like 10 minutes with it. I bet I can get it running. No problem. And Amazon's a beautiful thing. So keep that in mind. Oh goodness. Have you had carbon monoxide poisoning calls before? Once. I've only had that one once, but that was a few years ago too. And that's a really weird one to have. But luckily that patient was okay. That was good to go, but that was a weird one. So, all right. So back to questions over the channel. I don't know if I should have told anyone I work at 911. That's a lot of questions for that. Maybe that's more interesting than my bike videos. Maybe I should change it to EMS Cindy's. Chicken EMS. Henry, I love the loam grips. So I'm really weird over my bike, and I have, yes, Laurel, unfortunately that comes with the territory, but I actually have two pair of loam grips. And if you've noticed my bike setup, I have the loam dropper post, I have the loam lever, I have the P&W bars. Love P&W. P&W have done some really, really cool things for me. Hey, Jenkins, I didn't realize that was you. You did. That's awesome, man. I'm so glad you're still around. And hopefully those are still working good for you. And at the rate we're going, we're going to have another giveaway here soon because we've almost hit 50 and it's only been 2 weeks. And I try to do something at every 100. But Henry, yes, I love the loam grips. But for me, since my bike is purple and oil slick, those ODI grips I run were a limited edition. So they're oil slick and they have like a purple finish. So I basically use them and that's it, just because of the look and they go with my bike so well. But I have found a new, it's Supacaz, Supacaz. It's a new style of grip. And I find them on eBay for like $30, give or take. But they're really cool looking too. I think it's like Kush Grape or something like that. But they're very, very, very neat looking. And I love that. But no, yeah, P&W. Anything P&W, in my opinion, is 100% solid to put on your bike. And especially because do I know how to wheelie? Kinda. I've actually thought about doing some, a 30-year-old male learning how to wheelie. I can stoppie better or endo better than I can actually wheelie, which is pretty ironic, but that's besides the point. But no, back to P&W, sorry, back to you, Henry. But no, P&W, especially since they just recently did the whole aspect of lifetime warranties, why would you not buy anything from P&W? But you know what? I love the Ergons as well. I really, really like the Ergon oil slick ones, which I'm sure that's one of the ones you were talking about as well. But I can never find them in stock. And the ones I have found in stock are like they're marked up by like $20. And I don't want to say it's annoying, but with this whole COVID thing, trying to find bike parts has just been absolutely crazy. But that is the name of the game. But I do have a cool video coming up soon. So a lot of you know on my NS Eccentric, I run a RockShox Revelation. I run a 140 millimeter fork, and I actually just recently bought the upgrade kit. So I bought the Debonair spring and I bought the RCT3 to switch that entire thing out to make it more like the Ultimates. So I'm going to do a how-to on that coming up here soon. And total for that was like $330. So it wasn't too bad at all. I'm really excited to get that installed and see what kind of a difference it actually makes on the bike. And everyone seems to say it makes a huge difference. So I'm super stoked to do that. So another how-to, but for the ones of you that are watching, are there any how-tos that you want me to do? Because I love doing stuff on my bike. I love doing stuff on my friends' bikes. I actually have a bud who just ordered a DIY carbon bike from that website. And I'm going to switch all the parts from his old bike to the new one. And I'm super stoked to get that in so I can see the quality of those frames because it's a carbon fiber hardtail for like $350 or $400, which is just a terrific price and deal in my opinion. So that should be in about 2 to 3 weeks, give or take. So I'm super stoked to get that. Wheelie progression may be cool if you want to try it. I would love to try it, especially since I have that dirt jumper now and the Huffster dirt jumper. But man, that was a fun build. Everything on that build was absolutely solid. Switching to the Black Ops rims, which were the flip-flop hubs, that was probably my biggest mistake. But I really wanted those blue rims, but that caused some issues. So if any of you buy that Huffy Scout, don't change the wheel set. Just use the freewheel that's on that one. So, oh, I'll next. I know you like I know you like DJ. Oh man, I felt real bad because you wanted me to upload more the videos of the airborne or the radio Asura, and I had to sell it. So I'm super stoked that I was able to get that Huffy build. But the cool thing about that Huffy build was people are giving me issues because it's a Huffy build, like it's a Huffy frame. But I spent $150 on a dirt jumper frame is basically what I did because I knew I wasn't going to use any of the parts on the bike. But as long as the welds are good on that frame, the bike should be solid. Because whenever you watch the Walmart bike builds and things like that, the parts that are breaking are not the frames. It's usually the terrible drivetrains and things like that. The parts that just are plastic and not good. And I put good parts on that bike, and they were decent parts for the price. So I'm glad you think the Huffy. I love the Huffy. I'm so stoked with the way it turned out. Ryan, have you ever done a video like a top X number of things beginner bikers should know or do? I have not, and that would be a good one because I've actually only been in biking now for it'll be a little over 3 years. So I've not been doing it a long time, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm really, really bad about spending money. And I had a GT Aggressor Pro, which anyone who bikes buys a GT Aggressor Pro basically when they don't do their research. They're like, oh, I got to buy this GT Aggressor Pro. And they upgrade it. And I went crazy on that. And I'm pretty sure my beautiful, amazing wife, who did that awesome fork change for me, was going to divorce me because I dropped over $1,000 in that $300 bike. And I learned a lot from that. And it was what to not do when upgrading a beginner bike and what to look for in a beginner bike. So I've actually made this like list of things to look for in a bike if you're getting into mountain biking. And honestly, the cool thing is Walmart now has a handful of $200 to $300 bikes that hit all of those, all the boxes. And it's super impressive. And at the end of the day, if it's going to get you into the sport, ride that bike for a year or two, build up that endurance, and then buy a nice bike because you don't have to have the crazy $2,000-$3,000 full suspension bike. And unfortunately, I thought I had to have it. And that's why I bought that Canyon Strive. I was like, oh, I got to have this awesome full suspension bike to be good. And that's not it at all. I mean, you can have a $10,000 bike and someone that's been biking for 5 years can get a Walmart bike and outride you. It's 100% the person. But you need to be happy with your bike in a sense too, and never get what you can afford. That's the other thing. If you need to finance, that's on your personal opinion and lifestyle. But for me, I don't want to ever have to finance a bike. So if I'm buying a bike, I need to make sure that it's something that I can afford and just pay for. But again, that's personal preference, and everyone does everything different. And I'm never going to tell you how to live your life. As long as you're enjoying your life, that's all that matters, guys. All right. A $9,000 race bike at Walmart. So I know they have a brand that's expensive now, but I've not actually seen them at Walmart. But I know like 2 years ago, I think they released them and they did look cool and the price was okay. But I need to go back to a couple questions. No worries, dude. Huffy's awesome. I love the Huffy. About the same thing. I was confused about putting expensive parts on that bike. So yeah, exactly. So back to the Huffy. Well, and it's as long as you're smart with your money and know what you're buying, you don't have to buy top shelf parts for a good bike. You just have to know what you're looking for. So this was the first time I've ever used IXF crankset, for instance, for $60. And I've always been a person where, well, I can buy these IXF cranksets for $60, or I can buy a SRAM dub and some Descendant cranks used probably on eBay or barely or new takeoffs for roughly $100. So why not spend the extra 40? And that's just how I've always been. And realistically speaking, not everyone has that extra 40. So I was like, well, I need to check this stuff out and get my opinion over this stuff. So, but man, Henry, I want to try one of those $9,000 bikes from Walmart. I think it's insane. But also getting on a $9,000 bike in general is just insane to me. And I feel like it's almost like, so I play guitar, and some of you probably have seen my guitars in my room and stuff. And there's this part to where you get to like a diminishing return on bikes, or like when you're in like the $2,000 to like $6,000 range, like you're not noticing a huge difference in parts until you get over that hump. So you'll see the NX and SX cranksets and things like that. The frame mountain bike, I do, yes. I don't see hardly any of those though. So that's just one of those things where I don't think a lot of people see those. But how are those for bang for buck? That's a good question. I'm really weird about bang for buck things. So, like, I do a lot of research and compare parts like legitimately next to each other and do that. So I'll be like, oh, well, this shock's better than this shock, and this one's $100 less, so this is the better bike. But then, I so strange about that. Yep, I have heard. I don't know that for sure though, over bang for buck over framed actual mountain bikes. So I should probably look into that though. I do a lot of so a lot of the bikes I look at on chain reaction. So the Wragleys, Vitus, Nuke Proof. I've had 3 different Nuke Proofs. I absolutely love Nuke Proof bikes. I think Nuke Proof for bang for buck is really hard to be beaten. But again, personal preference on all that. I think YTs look nice. I've never rode a YT, but hey, what's up, Trail Action? How's it going? I'll catch some people up if there's some new people watching, but I'm at work. I'm a paramedic. I'm up for a 911 call, but I thought I had some free time real quick. I was busy doing some stuff, but I just wanted to get on and try to do a Q&A, just see if I can get some people on here and see what kind of videos people are looking for and potentially wanting me to do here in the future. So, oh yeah, Nuke Proof bikes are terrific. I actually had my eye on a 2021 Reactor, and it went in stock last week, and I just decided not to pull the trigger, but it was a more high-end one. But my thing is, I'm having so much fun with my NS Eccentric. Like, I can't justify spending $4,000 on another full suspension to rotate out bikes. So I'm really struggling with wanting to pull the trigger. But I definitely think full suspensions have their place on some terrain. That's for sure. But so far for me, everything I've done, even from Texas, I did on my hardtailing. I've been fine. And I really think the Cush core and my hardtail has helped a ton. Very true, Henry. I have noticed, and typically when they are available, when a YT bike's available, you'll pre-order it and it's still 6 months to get it. And it's been so crazy. So I've had the best luck trying to find bikes right now myself with getting on Chain Reaction, for instance, and trying to set up email notifications. Hey, what's up, Nate? How's it going? But no, I just, man, and I don't necessarily want to blame the pandemic, but obviously that's what's going on. Yeah. So actually, I shared this earlier, but I have a bike shop about an hour from me over in Terre Haute, Indiana, that just started carrying Konas. And I used to have a Kona Rove for my gravel bike, road bike, and absolutely loved it. It was such a good bike. And they have a very nice, I believe it's a very nice purple process. And I'm like, I probably don't need that, but man, I love purple. As most of you know, I love purple. It's one of my absolute favorite colors. Any of the bikes I've had on any of my YouTube videos typically have purple in it somewhere, whether it's hidden or not. The Jeff C, that's very nice. Oh, do you really, Trail Action? Well, we should get together and ride Griffin sometime. Or Brown County, or where you typically ride, man. Hit me up. I'm on Instagram, chicken.cindy's. Add me, message me. I try to ride about once or twice a week, whether it be on road riding or mountain biking, depending on the trail status and system. So whatever's going on there, whatever Rich decides to make the trails that day. Watching you, Rich. I need more Green Days. Green Day. That's an interesting band. Off topic. But so far I have the Crew Defender ride-in review that people are wanting me to do, which I will absolutely get on that. So There is like 5 inches of snow. If you saw on Facebook, they were asking for snowmobiles to go out to Griffin, and they were actually riding the snowmobiles on the trails to flatten down the trails. I was like, man, I wish I had a snowmobile to do that. That would have been fun, man. Also, quick shout out on are you in? Oh, don't get caught. It's 7 o'clock here, 7 p.m. So I don't think anyone's in school right now, but hopefully you're enjoying class. I don't know if you're enjoying this more than class, but hopefully you're not learning anything important. I don't know. But no, yeah, so they were using snowmobiles at Griffin Bike Park to help get it all flat, which was pretty funny. But man, that was awesome. But all right, so the Crew Defender review and ride will definitely be coming up here soon. The final video for the actual Huffy build will be coming up soon too. And there were some pretty sketchy things I had to do. Hey, what's up, Jared? How are you doing, man? We need to get to the pump track here soon, man. I've not seen you for a bit. But no, the Huffy, I ended up having to file some things to make parts work and whatnot. So well, I'm glad you're enjoying this more, Nate. But no, please, guys, any questions? Hit them in the chat. I'm just trying to have fun and talk to some of you guys. So for the oh, I might be there for that. I'm hoping to get there for some of the races to record the races. I had some people up top tell me that I need to do the actual to do some races. So maybe I'll do some races and do some videos of that. But I was sharing with them, I'm very competitive and I don't really like that side of me showing. So I try to be more of a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. But no trail action. If yeah, I'm hoping to come to the dyno races. I know those are going to be up soon. They're fun fact. Griffin is redoing their dual slalom entirely this year. I shared with it, but Rich is one of the ones that oversees everything that's done at Griffin Bike Park, and he was with me in Texas. And they're redoing that entire dual slalom, and he was telling me what they're wanting to do, and it's going to be sick. I'm so excited for the redo of the slalom tracks when they go. Right, I'm so excited for that. So, and it sounds like once the weather breaks, they're going to start on that right away. So I'm pretty sure all the dual slalom races this year will actually be on the new track. So that's super, super exciting. And they're still adding new trails to Griffin Bike Park. So if any of you guys live around Griffin Bike Park in Terre Haute, Indiana, it's 100% worth the drive. I love it. I believe BCPOV, he did a Brown County video, and he was supposed to go to Griffin, but unfortunately the weather did not allow him to go. But Brown County is about an hour and a half away, hour and a half to 2 hours, give or take, away from Terre Haute. So it's all really, really good. More bike parks in Australia, but there is. Oh, man. One of my dreams is to go to Australia, Nate. I want to go to Sydney, Australia, and snorkel so bad. I just think that would be so stinking cool. But yeah, man, I watch a couple of guys that ride over in Australia, some of their videos on YouTube, and there's some pretty cool stuff though. But yeah, I'm bummed to hear there's not a lot of riding parks near you, Nate. That's no good, man. But hopefully you can get out and ride just whatever you have around you. That's so fun. And some of the funnest riding I have is actually riding around town in my little town of 3,500 people and just going around and trying to make fun features out of things around. So do the dyno. Let's go. But no, yeah, Brown County, guys, same thing. Brown County is so gnarly. They have some really fun downhill, but they got some good climbs too. I went there one day by myself. I got off work at 7 a.m., went straight to Brown County and rode for about 3.5 hours. Ended up doing about 26, 27 miles total. And I had like 2,000 foot of elevation. I mean, it was a lot. Hey, what's up, Fractured? 3 a.m. You need to go to bed, man. It is early, dude. But no, so again, I just keep saying this to catch people up because I guess I've been going for 40 minutes now. Holy cow. But no, I'm at work. I work in the EMS, and I am a paramedic, and I'm up for 911 call. So I figured while I'm at work waiting for someone to dial 911, I'd chat on this live feed and see what it's all about. But man, it's good to see you, Fractured. I'm glad you're on. And I meant to tell you, Fractured, I really like your new picture. That I'm not sure if it's just the road going down, but it looks cool. I really like it a lot. And I watched your last video, and see you, Nate. Don't get caught, man. But your last video, I like your little intro and stuff too, man. It's looking good. Definitely, just keep on chugging, man. It's good stuff. Henry, yes, you could do a slalom on your DJ or your hardtail. So I do have some plans about in the near future when I go to Griffin to take both bikes. So they have some really good jumps at Griffin. dirt jumps and things like that. And I'm hoping to be able to like dirt jump for about an hour and then go on trail rides for about 2 hours, give or take. But I personally am a very big family man and I love being home with my family. So when I get off of a 24-hour shift, I don't really like to spend too much time away from home. So, but Crew Defender. So far, that's all I've heard is people wanting me to make sure to make the Crew Defender, and again, the remake of the actual Dirt Jumper to break down exactly what I've done to that. And that's probably going to be a 15 to 20-minute video. I don't like my videos being long. I try to keep them about 5 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes at the longest. I just feel like attention spans are definitely not like something I want to try to fight with. So, but some guitar sprinkled on the video would be cool. So, full disclosure, I am like a solid 6 out of 10 on guitar. I am not the best guitar. Hey, welcome back, Nate. I'm glad you didn't get busted. But I love playing guitar. I try to sing as well. My wife and I actually met each other on musical theater scholarships. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I danced and sang my way through college the first time I went to college. So that was pretty cool. But now I'm getting text messages. I'm a little concerned about what's going on, because I know my buds are on this too sometimes. But no, I have my PRS electric guitar, and I love that guitar. That thing, it's a Zach Meyer guitar. It was a special edition made about 3 or 4 years ago. And then I have a Taylor 200 series, which is just a terrific guitar, bang for buck. So, ooh, Nate, my favorite bike. Okay, do you mean my favorite bike I've ever owned, or just my favorite bike in general? Like if I could buy a bike, a humble man, I would imagine, regardless of the skill level, would be cool. I would love to throw in some guitar, but it's one of those things where I try really hard to be just a mountain bike channel. So I don't want to like sprinkle too many things in here that's not involved. Even when I did that silly Christmas video, if any of you watched that, with me and my wife just dancing around and singing, that was hysterical. But I didn't know how I felt about putting it on the channel just because it was kind of silly. But so my dream bike currently, Nate, to answer yours. Oh, you have a 200 as well? That's awesome, man. Taylor 200, you just such a great bang for buck guitar, man. It's a beautiful acoustic guitar. I have the Koa version, which is beautiful, beautiful Koa wood on the back and the sides. But as an intro video, not the oh, you're good, man. It don't bother me. This is what I was hoping to do, is to get good interaction with you guys, because I love the aspect of loading videos and talking to you guys, but it's this more real-time interaction is just super cool. So I'm really glad that I'm trying this. But I'm hoping I can do it more regularly. We'll see what happens. But all right, a humble man. We got thanks. I like it too. My friend was bored the other day and made the new look for the channel. Awesome. My fracture on my leg, but also the mountain bike. Gotcha. Oh, fractured rider. I didn't realize. So fun fact about me, I actually broke my tibia plateau, which is right below your kneecap, basically where your kneecap bends. This is the tibia plateau, and I broke mine straight down the middle. So it basically split open, and I have 3 pins in my leg now. So that's actually really funny that you fractured your leg, and I kind of did a little bit too. But all right, last question for me before I have to jet. I know there's probably a ton of things overall, but what's the best thing you get from biking the most? So for me personally, I would say the sense of self fulfillment and bettering myself. So I'm so very hard on myself over goals and things. And I use Strava specifically to continue to better myself and to beat my personal goals. So I'm not sure if you are with that over your running, like whenever you run a mile in a specific time and it's your best mile, and then the next time you run a mile and it's better. That is what I love about mountain biking. And it's the same thing. I skateboard. I love learning the new stuff. I love learning the new trick. I love nailing that feature. It's just so rewarding to me to see myself grow and just become better. So that's it for me, Ryan. And man, I hope you have a wonderful evening, brother. I'm sure I'll see you here soon, because I know you don't live too far from me. So when you're writing, you could play a song and use it as music. Now that would be entertaining. Did anybody ever play the old school Tony Hawks, and they had Steve Caballero and he would do grinds playing his guitar, shredding and stuff? That was so funny. I loved that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nate. Back to your question. I didn't answer it over so my dream bike right now is a Yeti SB115 with the works, man. I want it with the full-on Kashima Fox. The bike's like $9,000, but I love the look of that bike, and I want it in the all-white finish. And that is like my dream bike right now. I know I'm not going to be able to get it. Brilliant idea, Henry. Don't go for that, because then I'll hurt myself and my guitars. But no, But so the Yeti SB115 is definitely my dream bike right now, but it's just a little out of the price range. And unfortunately, I think Yeti's kind of like the Mercedes of bikes in the sense of it's a terrific bike, but the name Yeti comes with the price tag, unfortunately. So that's how it is. So it's more of a boutique bike. All right. And my favorite bike that I've owned was actually my nuke proof reactor. That bike fit me perfect and I loved the looks of it. It was that gray and purple went together so well. But I sold that bike. Actually, he was on earlier, but I sold it to a person that was on the chat earlier and I hope he's really getting a good time out of that bike because I loved that bike. But I truly enjoyed that nuke proof reactor. And right now, my NS though is definitely top of the list. I mean, that eccentric for the price I put into that NS eccentric. Oh man, Henry, if you can find a reactor, I cannot recommend that bike enough, man. That nuke proof reactor, dude, that bike is solid. I sent you a DM on Instagram, same spot. Oh, was it really? I'll have to check that out in a little bit then. Remedies are good, man. Trek makes terrific bikes. So, all right, catching some people up. I'm up to the 45-minute mark now, so I'll probably be getting off here in a little bit. But I'm at work right now. I'm a paramedic. I am up for a 911 call, so if tones drop, I'll have to go. So sorry about that if I just kind of dash because you hear some really loud, obnoxious noises. But I'm trying to just get some. Hey, see you, Nate. You take care, man. But I'm just trying to get a real quick Q&A so you guys can learn a little bit more about me because I don't really get into too much depth over who I am. But oh, give me just a second, Jonathan. That's a real good question because I've been to Missouri I have a friend who lives in St. Louis, so I've been to Missouri a handful of times now. But actually, Single Track Jack lives in Missouri. He's you see him on the channel quite a bit if you see him. He's my good bud. I've known him since first grade. But I'm just trying to get some ideas for videos or things that you're looking for. Things that people have mentioned so far was the Crew Defender ride and review, but right now, due to weather, unfortunately, I'm not being able to do that. What's up, Armani?
Oh,
How are you? Oh no, you're good. I'm just live feed YouTube right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My manager's daughter's here, which means I'm gonna get in trouble. But no, yeah, all right. What's up, puppy? But see you, buddy. Oh, yeah, get out. He's a good dog. He's a good dog. But no, so for Missouri, if you've not done the zombie trails, east and west, zombie trails are terrific in Missouri. I absolutely love those. Bentonville is bloody terrific trail action. I've been to Bentonville 3 times now. A little trail that people don't know about that's a little outside of Bentonville is Lake Leatherwood. Check out Lake Leatherwood, especially if the shuttle's running, because it's actually a downhill park with the shuttle running. It'll take you to the top. And if you go after noon or 1 o'clock, it's half price for the rest of the day. But that is awesome, man. Lake Leatherwood is so good. Kohler, absolutely have to check out Kohler. And then Slaughter Pen. It's just terrific, man. I don't know how many days you're going to be there for, but pace yourself. That's the biggest thing. Don't go and just destroy yourself the first day because it'll ruin the trip for you. Webster Grooves, Missouri. Oh, nice. I know they're going to be putting in a ski lift access park here soon, Jonathan. What is it? Shepherd Mountain? I think they're going to be doing that here this spring. I think it's supposed to open. Squamish would be awesome, Henry. But no, I'm super stoked for Shepherd to open. So I'm planning on being Shepherd day 1. Ideally, as long as I'm not at work or something like that. The house is right next to Choo Choo Trail. Oh, bro, that's the perfect location. Trail action. You're going to be so stoked, man. Also, if you can get to check out the Great American Trail, that trail is terrific. There's so much of Bentonville, man. Those jumps and stuff are made perfect. It is such a good place to ride. So I think I'm missing some question. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything on accident. So better do some homework. Oh, see you, Nate. If I didn't already say bye to you, man. I don't have a dream bike, but I really like my bike right now. It's got full squish, dropper post, and I love a trail bike. Oh, bro. I'm really, really enjoying the trail bike. So I've done the cross-country style bike. I've done the enduro style bike with the 170-ish fork travel in the front. There's something special about a trail bike. Just that length of travel gives you enough of, oops, crap, I messed up that jump, to also climbing stability and easiness. It's such a great middle ground, especially if you don't live like by specifically downhill parks and trails. So I love that. Yeah, Jonathan, definitely check out Shepherd Mountain, man. There's a YouTube. He's really big. He builds his own stuff in his backyard. I can't think of his name, but he lives in Missouri as well, out by St. Louis. And he's actually built a couple features for Shepherd. He built this big wooden corkscrew thing that's going to be there. I wish I could. I think it's MTB Trails, something like that. I wish I could remember because, man, it's awesome. Speaking of, I did it real quick. It's Tea Time. The YouTube channel is The Real Agent P, childhood friend of mine. Definitely go check that out. It's like a 22-minute video of just me and him just talking and having fun. But his channel is all about video games, and he does fighting video games, specifically a Dragon Ball Z one. So if your power is over 9,000 and you know what I'm talking about, definitely check out his channel. You'll love it. But good stuff. Have you ridden in New Mexico? I have not. So the furthest west I have actually been was to Texas now, and sadly the ice took some of the trail riding away from us. But man, definitely check out that the Texas video if you haven't. We had to go a little slower than I wanted to just because of the ice, but it was pretty sketchy riding. I'm not gonna lie, but it was probably some of the most fun riding I have ever had. So I have a race next weekend. Good deal, man. I hope you do well, Henry. I don't know when the first races are coming up here in where I live around this area. So, but hopefully here pretty soon I think I'll do some races. I don't know. I have my bike insured technically, and one of the insurance cliffs is actually racing. So that's another reason why I don't like to race. So yeah, good luck. Yeah, get him trail action. Hit up Henry, man. Good stuff. I love the support. That's so good. Like the support is so important for anybody. I know a lot of the times on the trails I'm by myself. So and that's one thing I really dislike. But with this job, I get 5 days off a week. I work 24-hour shifts. So I'm typically riding on the weekdays, and a lot of my friends have to work. So they can't come riding with me. But that's just how it goes. But all right. So I will definitely be doing the Huffy build video, and I will definitely be doing the Crew Defender before I get off of here. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. But are there any other videos that you guys are hoping to see or wanting to see by chance? If there's anything specific, just put them in the comments real quick so I know to put those on my to-do list, because I have some backlogged videos, and I know baby number 2 is supposed to be coming in right at 8 weeks. So I'm hoping to use those backlogged videos for that. But some of those I'll still have along. As you can see, I've gotten my hair cut since then, but that has to go with the Griffin Bike Park tour. That's a good idea. And actually, fun fact, I have about 2 hours of footage of Griffin Bike Park of I love Castlewood, Jonathan. I don't think I've done any videos for Castlewood though, but I've been to Castlewood a couple times now, and Castlewood is terrific. Absolutely terrific park. But I have whole trails of Griffin Bike Park now. So they have 3 black trails, 2 blue trails, and the green perimeter trail. And I have whole trail videos of all of them. And I was actually talking to Rich Moore because he was wanting to do something like that too, like a full virtual tour of the actual trails. Wait, hold up. I'm having my first kid about the same time. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, Jenkins. That's so exciting. April 12th is the due date of actually our next daughter. So we're having a daughter, and we are going to name her Piper. And I love the name Piper. I'm so excited for little Piper. And I'm sure you've seen my number 1 daughter. Ooh, you are part of an ambulance team. Yeah. So I know you're just getting on AZM, but I'm sorry, man. I'm actually getting ready to end it because I've been going about 15 minutes. But yes, I'm a paramedic. I work in the back of an ambulance. Love helping people. Unfortunately, I see people on their worst times, but I love trying just to do what I can in the back of an ambulance, man. I'm very blessed with what I get to do. And it's nice. It's rewarding. It's stressful, but I truly do love what I get to do. So it's very cool. And I went to school for it, and it's awesome, man. Eagle Scout. No, I am not. I actually never once went to Boy Scouts, and I would have loved to. My brother was in it, but I never did Boy Scouts. So what's this one? Those last jumps didn't look any easy. So fractured between you and me. And I know other people are watching, but I almost didn't put that part of the video in because of how bad the cases were, man. I was pretty embarrassed over those cases, but those jumps were ice. They were like legit ice. But I do have a goal now for next time I go to legitimately clear all those jumps, because they're perfectly set up to do that. But yeah, they were a little sketchy. Like the entire trail was just super duper sketch. All right, what do we got here? Did you guys see the Mars landing? I did not. I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't realize that was. I'll have to look into that. Congrats. I'll give you a shout out when Yes, please, man. Definitely, definitely. I know. I'm pretty sure I have you on Instagram. I'm not sure. I don't really. I'm really bad about self publicizing myself, so I don't really do a lot of that stuff. I have that little subscribe button because I don't even like asking people to subscribe. Hopefully the people that have subscribed to the channel truly enjoy the stuff I do. So that's my entire goal over this, is just to make sure people that are subscribed because they wanted to subscribe and not because of Oh, cool. Thank you, Trail Action. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, chicken.cindy's. I think if you just type in chicken Cindy's, I'm the only one. It's a pretty unique name. It is what it is. Also, speaking of that, if you go watch that Tea Time, Tea Time with it's on the Real Agent P, but it's Tea Time with Mr. Cindy's. A lot of you guys call me that. But well, okay, I'll definitely check you out, make sure. But no, go check out that video because I actually go into detail where the actual name came from. And it actually has a lot to do with single track jack. So that's kind of a fun fact over where the name Chicken Cindy's came from. But the name of the channel was actually going to be Eats and Yeets, is what we were going to call it. And it was going to be based around eating food and then eating off of things. But that kind of just went down the drain and we just turned it into Chicken Cindy's. And that's kind of neat. It's a fun little video. But all right, guys. Well, I'm not seeing too many more questions over some expectations of trails and stuff, but now I have some good things over what you guys are enjoying and wanting to see. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to catch up on your videos. Have a good evening. You too, Jonathan. Take care, man. And thank you for tuning in. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I made it 55 minutes. I thought I was going to do 15, but thank you so much for the action in the comments. And that was awesome. So I'm hoping I can start doing this weekly and maybe we'll just shoot for 30 minutes to an hour. And maybe I can start doing some live feeds of my bike fixes and things that I'm doing too. So, but man, thank you guys for tuning in. This was super, super fun. See you, Trail Action. You guys all have a good night, all right? Or morning. I know Fractured, you said it's 3 a.m., so go to bed, bud. It's it's early. Oh goodness. Take care, guys.